divine. Nice fluffy cake, filling in the centre, cream cheese, perfect.
Time for some mini cakes. My tins have arrived. I small batch manufacture these. So when I first bought them 10 years ago, I bought a whole heap and then it must have been the end of the line and you can't get them anymore. So I manufactured them myself, and the dome in this cake tin makes such a difference when you're baking and decorating your cakes. So I'm going to show you all of my tips and tricks of how I use these and all the best things to get an amazing result. I'm going to do a batch of my base cake recipe. I'm going to add some lemon zest into it, and we're going to do some little lemon meringue mini cakes. First up, before you start making your cake batter, you want to put all of your tins onto a tray. The tray just means it's easy to get them all in and out of the oven at the same time. And I'm going to spray them with some oil first. Then they can just sit and relax. And then when we go to put the batter into the tins later, I'm going to give them another spray. So that means it's kind of just like a double insurance that they're going to come out of the tins easily. So I can put these aside. I'm going to soften this butter first up. It's too cold at the moment, so I'm just going to chuck it in the microwave. Don't look at it, don't, it's bad today. I would rather the butter be slightly melted rather than too firm. So that can go into the mixer bowl. And icing sugar. So I use icing sugar in all of my cake batters because it creams up nicely, and I don't know what happens. Well, it's just easier. Oh. Okay, we're gonna leave that for a couple of minutes. Go nice and light and fluffy. While this is creaming, I like to get the dries ready. I've got the flour and baking powder. Just want to sieve that together. This is the milk, and I'm going to zest the lemon into the milk, and it can start to infuse. I'm also going to pop this into the microwave for 30 seconds because if you're adding cold milk and cold eggs to a cake batter, it's going to mean your bake time is going to be longer. So you want to make sure you're using not hot milk, but just milk that has that cold edge taken off. So like kind of room temperature, and then also room temperature eggs as well. I'm just going to crack the eggs into my butter bowl so they're ready as well. I reckon this is the way to start being a better baker, is having your mise en place be really ready. So I have my butter and sugar creaming, and in that time getting everything else ready. So it's going to speed up your cake making process, and I'm all ready to go. Just want to scrape down the bowl halfway through. It's nearly ready. You can actually start to feel when the mixture is getting nicely creamed. It starts to feel lighter. It's expanding in volume. So make sure you do this step really well, because then it's going to mean your cake batter is going to be nice and light at the end. So don't miss this step. If your butter is too cold and it's really firm and nothing is really happening, just take all of that out, put it into a bowl, and just put it into the microwave for like 10 seconds and just soften it back down. And then you can keep whipping. And you may notice that I use the beater attachment for all of my cake baking. The only time I use a paddle is when I'm making cookies. Literally nothing else. Paddle all the way, it'll go nice, light and fluffy. My favorite 3 words. Gonna put my eggs in now, both at the same time. I've never understood the add the eggs one by one. Like, it's going to do its thing in there anyways. I don't like to overmix it at this point because if you keep going, you're going to lose the protein structures in the egg and it's going to start going really runny. So just for 30 seconds or so to combine it, and then you can add the rest of the ingredients. So all of the milk in, and all of the flour and baking powder. And then just mix it until it's just combined. So, a couple of mixes, scrape it down again. Make sure you get right to the bottom. You don't want any sugar pockets. So sometimes that lemon zest will be stuck on the whisk, so just scrape it off. Okay, so our cake batter is done. It's looking nice and light. You can grab the tins again. I have 12 tins here, but it's actually probably only going to make 10 because I'm not adding anything like coconut or berries or chocolate to this batter. I'm going to do our final double spray. And I have a 90 ml retractable ice cream scoop. So 1 scoop per tin. Into the batter, scrape it onto the side of the mixer bowl, and then release it into your cake tin. So if you get it nice and level every time, then you know each cake is going to be even and it's going to bake the same too, because you have the same amount of cake batter in each little cute mini tin. The bake time depends on your oven. I am going to check them at 18 minutes. They'll probably need 20, but again, depending on your oven, they might need another minute or 2. But the more you make this recipe and use these tins, you'll start to get a feel for your oven, and then you can be pretty confident in knowing how long they're going to take. So it's just a bit of a trial and error in the beginning, and then once you nail the timings, you'll be able to do the same thing every single time. But yeah, if I had berries or coconut, yeah, anything, I would probably get 12. So I'm going to put these into the oven for my first 18 minutes. So it's on 150 degrees fan bake. So I'll see you soon. In the meantime, while they're baking, clean down and get ready for your decorating. The cakes are still in the oven, so now I'm going to prep the cream cheese icing while I wait. I'm doing some lemon meringue mini cakes. You need to plan ahead for this part because the dehydrated lemon slices and then the meringue kisses you need to make the day before. So I've made those, they're all ready to go. The last thing I need to prep is the cream cheese icing. So butter again is too firm, so into the microwave for like 30 seconds. Okay, that was only 20 seconds. Good, nearly melted, that's what we want. So into the mixer bowl with the icing sugar. So a lot of cream cheese icing recipes say to mix the butter and the cream cheese, but the thing with that is, if you put the cream cheese in too early, you're going to destabilize the cream cheese. The proteins in it is just going to make it go really runny. So I like to add it at the very end. And by doing it this way with the butter and icing sugar, it means that you can cream it, get it really, really light, and then add the cream cheese in. So you can beat it for a few minutes here. Because I'm making it in advance, just before I go to use it, I'm going to give it a quick whip again because as it sits, you form little tiny air bubbles. But we can get it to pretty much finished stage and then just a quick re-whip and then we're good to go onto the mini cakes. Whenever I'm using my stand mixer, I have 10 speed settings on this, and so it goes from 1 to 10. I never really ever take it past 8. So I have it on 7 right now. I feel like when you get to 10, the motor is just working harder and it's not actually spinning any faster. So yeah, 7 or 8 is your go-to. That's been beating for like 3 to 4 minutes. Put the cream cheese in. Quickly whip it on a high speed just to combine the cream cheese in. One little scrape down. I'm going to do that again and then just leave it in the mixer bowl until I'm ready to use it. Sweet, that's all done. So we'll leave that there. I like to cut the bag so it's halfway down the nozzle. So it's nice and firm, won't come out the end as you're piping. The mini cakes are ready to come out of the tins once you can touch the tin. It's still kind of warm, but it's definitely not hot anymore, so that was about 15 minutes. Put them all onto your cooling rack. I like to kind of hit them on the rack as I'm placing them down. If you feel any type of resistance, like the cake is touching the tin, just give it another little tap on the cooling rack to release it properly. These are all feeling pretty good though because we did our double spray of oil. I'm going to leave these to cool completely now, so they're probably going to take another 10 or so minutes. These are completely cool to the touch now, so I'm going to get my apple corer, take out all the centers. Make sure you get one that's 2 centimeters in diameter. Sometimes they can be a bit smaller. This is a good size because then you can get lots of filling into the centers of the mini cakes. So straight down into the center, rotate and then pull up. So because they're nice and fresh, they're really soft. So be gentle, give it a little twist and pull up. And then just look through, make sure you have enough cake taken out. So you can always go back in. I've got some lemon curd here. So just fill all the centers, go right to the top. This can settle a little bit into the cake, especially if you're doing something with like caramel sauce. So fill it right to the top and then go back and check to see if you need a refill. More is more, don't be stingy on the fillings. Okay, so now we can go back to our cream cheese icing. Just gonna whip it for like 30 seconds. So that's nice and pipeable. Make your hand into a C shape. Put under the piping bag. So then when you put the icing in, you can scrape it along your hand through the piping bag. So in and scrape. Just fill up the piping bag. Use the joint in your thumb and your index finger. You're going to grab the piping bag with it and then squeeze. Get your fingers right down the side of the piping bag and then use your left hand as just a guide. So you're not doing any squeezing with your left hand. You want lots of pressure in the piping bag. So right in the center, completely horizontal, and then 2 centimeters away from the top, and then just squeeze, stop, and then just a little flick to finish. Squeeze, stop. If you get too close to the filling, then it can sometimes ooze, so you want to make sure you're 2 centimeters away. More lemon curd on top. I used to do drizzles for this. I don't know why I've started doing stars. I'm just going to stick with it. Just a bit of fun. I have made dehydrated lemon slices, so you have to do these the day before. So a tiny bit of pre-planning. If you forget, you can use thin, fresh lemon slices, but they do drop a little bit. Just going to cut each one right through the center. So each one is going to get half a dehydrated lemon slice. Straight into the center. You don't want to put it further back because as the cake sits, it will start to rehydrate and may flop back. So whenever you're decorating these mini cakes, you want to go right into the center for anything. So white chocolate shards, fruit, keep it in the middle or else it will slide. Have some meringue kisses. So I'm just put one on the top of each. And then crush some of the meringue all over. So back and front of the dehydrated lemon slice. So I do this after because if you put anything like this on top first, you'll kind of press down into the icing and get the chunks of meringue, so you wouldn't be able to get the lemon slice in there properly. So I always do the sharp, shard, brownie snap, white chocolate, anything like that first, and then work around it. But make sure you always put something on the back as well, because you don't want to just decorate the front. You want it to be yum and look good all over. And remember, more is more, get as much as you can on top. Got some cute little violas here. So I'm gonna get one, make sure the stem is right the way off and right on top there. So cute. So the violas last about 2 hours on top of the cake before they start to wilt. That also depends on how hot it is and how humid it is. So I think it's worth it. If they do start to look like they're dying, just replace them. So they look so cute, you have to put them on. Whenever I'm decorating my mini cakes, I like to have 3 elements at least. So always a sauce, lemon curd, white chocolate ganache, milk chocolate ganache, raspberry coulis, anything like that, over top of the icing. And then we go in with something crunchy. So I've got the dehydrated lemon slice, like I said before, a chocolate shard or brandy snap shard, and then something like a main showstopper. So here we've got the meringue kisses. And then I always finish them off with an edible flower. I have to. Oh, more done. That's them all there. Just looks so cute. I don't know why I don't like these bright yellow ones on top of the mini cakes. I like those nice lemony pastel ones. That's them all finished. So the recipe is on my website. The link to my mini cake tins are also there. I do worldwide shipping. They're just so cute. Like, if you want to buy them, whatever. I'm kidding, they're so cute. I like them. I like them so much that I had to get them manufactured. Didn't have to. No, that's wrong. Didn't have to. Did it for you guys.
Nice fluffy cake. Filling in the centre, cream cheese. Perfect. Try to eat it. Try to put the whole thing in my mouth. Just a little dainty bite. Lemony. Tastes like lemon and cream cheese icing. Crazy. Okay, bye. That's it. Recipe on the website. There's a link to the tins there too.
Bye, dude.
So long, farewell.